Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So today, as promised, I wanted to show you guys the Detonate Dead build that I was working on that I showed you guys before the league even started. Now, no, I'm not done with the Icicle Mine character. I still have some more videos to upload, and I'm still going to be playing it, but after achieving most of my goal, which was full Atlas completion, I haven't actually fully cleared the Atlas yet. I have 4 unique maps to do. I've got Paranda's Manor, Vinctor Square, Doriani's whatever and I think Twilight Temple. And other than that, I've got a 159 clear. I still have Uber Elder to tackle. I'm not sure when I'm going to be doing that either. But anyway, though, I just wanted to play another character since I've got so much currency and wealth amassed at the moment for SSF. And, you know, I couldn't really do anything with it on the Icicle Miner. So that being said, I want to show you guys this Detonate Dead character. I'm going to show you a little bit of what it plays like, and then I'm going to talk about the build. Now, before you ask me a lot of questions about endgame and really nitty-gritty questions, I want to answer and say I don't really know. I have not played the new Ignite in over a year. I'm not sure exactly how the damage is going to be endgame. I don't know anything about endgame. You know, if you are familiar with me, I don't really like to use Path of Building for that. It kind of spoils the game for me. I kind of just like to learn at my own pace. So I will, just like the other character, update you guys, probably not as frequently, but I will update you guys on this character and what's going on with it. Let me try to get over here. There we go. So you can see it plays like the mine build. It's a 1-2 click rather than just one click. You know, some people that's clunky. For me, I'm already used to it. You basically hit your Desecrate and then you hit your DD. Now this is with an okay amount of AoE, but we're going to be investing heavily into area. So this is no Inca AoE support gem. The only AoE I have right now are the 3 points in Witch. Single target has not really been an issue at all at the moment. Okay, that's pretty much... oh, there's a blue pack. Let me get that blue pack. Hold on. Nice. Okay, so the character felt a little bit slow at the beginning. I was using an Ash Collar and a Life Sprig. I was just having DD in the Life Sprig, and I was simply using Combustion with Ellie Prolif, which I swapped for Ignite Prolif at 38, and then I just had Detonate Dead. Now, when I got my Nycta's Lantern at level 41, the damage kind of went up drastically, mainly because you get +2 gems, so it goes from a 3-link to a 4-link. You get a level 10 Fire Pen, so it goes from like a 4.5 link, and then you get a huge amount of flat fire damage, which makes it like a 5.5 link. So essentially, when you get a Nycta's Lantern, you'll start rolling, and I plan on using a Nycta's Lantern probably up until red maps, at which case I'll try crafting a weapon, or I'm not really sure, but this will give us a lot of time to figure out how we want to play our Detonate Dead. Now, I do plan on swapping the Combustion with an Inspiration, since I really like Inspiration. It basically gives us 40% Ellie damage when it's a little higher level, and it gives us a little bit of crit, which will help keep up Elemental Overload. But for now, we're just running with this setup. You don't really need any of this unique shit. Having a Sacrificial Heart is good because Detonate Dead has 160% effectiveness, so this at the early leveling stages will really give you the extra damage if you need it. And then for single target, I swap the I swap Ignite Prolif with Unleash, and what Unleash does is it allows you to detonate multiple corpses at the same time, so when you Desecrate, you can see it rolls multiple detonates. And then for our Desecrate option, I've got Desecrate with Arcane Surge, so that it gives us our Arcane Surge every time we use it, which is often, along with Spell Cascade, which creates the multitude of corpses, and then of course the faster casting. Now if you need additional single target, you can get Vol Detonate Dead, but like I said, I don't really want to mess around with a bunch of things right now because I don't like wasting currency in SSF. I just don't really need to do that. So, I want to pop up the Path of Building for you guys to show you what the tree outline is going to look like. So I've got 2 that I'm playing as, well, 2 outlines. I've got a Life variant and I've got a CI variant. The CI variant looks better, but I want to play with the Life variant because it's a lot easier to gear into, and you get to make make perfect use of Bone Offering, which gives you block, spell block, and whenever you block, you recover life. Unfortunately, as CI, you cannot turn that into ES unless you have really good crafted gear, in which case that moves into the next point of that's endgame and crafted gear. We're not at that point yet. So this is what the life tree looks like, and this is kind of what the CI tree looks like. The CI tree does get more more AoE because you get Arcane Expanse. No, I don't really want to use an oil on it because it's a golden oil. And then, of course, you can come into Shadow and grab Lethal Assault for even more AoE. But since I'm playing on the Life Tree variant, I just figured I'll kind of walk you guys through what I'm doing. So if you look at the tree now, it's pretty much very similar to what we have here. So I started off just going through the cast speed. Remember, spell damage does not affect the ignite. And the way I'm playing the character right now is I'm playing it for on hit. So since we're playing on hit and we're not playing ignite, we want to scale penetration. I'm not going crit, so that allows me to build more tanky. A lot of people get a lot of builds to endgame and then they run red tier maps and just constantly die. I don't want that to be the case with my build. I want to be able to run maps safely, even if I clear a little bit slower, because dying is just not fun. So anyway, we branch up through spell damage into cast speed, grab the Arcanist Dominion for cast speed. You can put 2 points in here for Firewalker. It's really good early game, and it gives you cast speed with Detonate Dead. We've got a 3 points of Heart and Soul, moving up into Lord of the Dead. Now, this minion damage scaling will affect us once we get Spiritual Aid. Also, because we're playing a Necromancer, it is important that, I guess I could just show you what this is going to look like. It's important that we grab that node because all of these nodes are minion damage, and you want to make sure that you're actually scaling your minion damage. So I came up here, pathed. I've got this jewel, but of course you're not going to use this early game, and you're really not going to use Mystic Bulwark early game. That's kind of for later. Come across, grab your Cruel Preparation, come up, grab your whole wheel. I don't know if we're going to use Breath of Flames later in the game, but for now it just helps with clear because of the ignite damage. You can choose to path up if you're going dual curse, or just down here, it doesn't really matter. Mental Rapidity is good because it's cast speed, cast speed, cast speed, and then gives it a little bit of mana regen. Here's your Elemental Overload, then branching up and across, you've got Holy Fire. Like I said, I don't know how much we're going to use the fire damage over time multiplier, but for leveling it's really nice. Move down, grab your Purity of Flesh, come across, grab Spiritual Aid. This is where I'm at with the tree right now, if you look at me here. So I am branching into Templar, mainly because we're going to kill Katava, so we want that Holy Dominion for the Ellie res, and then I want Discipline and Training for the life, and then Lighted Divinity gives cast speed and a little bit of crit. The cast speed is great for Desecrate and DD, the crit is good for Ellie Overload. Grab Amplify for the AoE, and then Retribution is another great node for cast speed. So then also, it's good to note that over here, Divine Judgment is a fire damage overtime multiplier and penetration node. So this is pretty solid. Not sure if we're going to keep this node because it's the fire damage overtime multiplier that we may be removing. I also couldn't decide if I wanted to path between the left side here or the right side here. If you take this right side, you get access to Sanctuary, which gives you some spell block and regular block and Ellie res with a shield. Like I said, I'm not really sure on that yet. So I've got also Sanctum just for the reduced critical damage. We're also scaling a bit of armor, and armor gives us access to Molten Shell, which is another reason why I want to go life-based, because Molten Shell is easier to scale with armor nodes, as an example over here. Coming down, you can go down for 2 points to grab Barbarism. This is good for the extra +1 max fire res and the life. Coming across down over here, this is pretty much all just life and armor. And then moving across into the Scion Life Wheel. Now, the other thing is I've got 2 jewels allocated at, this is pretty much like endgame what you'd be, it's like 92. The reason why I've got those 2 jewels specifically is since I'm in SSF, I plan on building around, at least until I figure out exactly what I want. If you look over here, where's Necromancer? Here we go. I'm going to be using an On's Heritage. Now, by sacrificing 2 jewel slots, with Ons, I can use 2 Fragility Jewels, which are -1 Endurance charge. So that gives me -3 Endurance charges, so that I get the 3 max all res, and I get Onslaught. Onslaught gives us 20% cast and movement and attack speed. So attack speed for shield charge, movement speed for moving, and cast speed for Detonate Dead and for your Desecrate. It also gives us the +3 max res, so it puts us from 75 to 78, plus we get 79 fire res because of Barbarism, and overall it's decent armor, which scales with Molten Shell and the armor nodes we have on the tree, and on top of that it's decent life because it's got a life implicit. Then I'm going to plan on using the Combs Heart that I had. If you guys saw, I got that as a drop on the Icicle Miner. But for the CI variant, I also, if I decide to respec, I've got a 550 ES chest right here, along with some pretty decent gear, if I decide to go with the CI respec. But this is what we plan on using, and we're going to be using the Nycta's Lantern with this combo until I probably either craft the Shape Helm or something else, but I'm pretty sure this combo with Nycta's, Combs, and Ons is going to take us decently far. So I'm excited for that. The life-based tree gets 186 life, but it's got room to get more life if I need it. So we're looking at 7.5k life, I'd say. Like I said, upwards of 8k if I decide to get more life, which, you know, I've got life access here. I've got little baby life nodes to fill in. It really just depends on the feel of the build. Then to go over the Ascendency, I plan on grabbing Plaguebringer first because this gives the 30% ink AoE. This also gives the nearby enemies deal reduced damage when near a corpse, which is going to be all the time. If you kill a target, there's going to be a corpse. If you use Desecrate, there's going to be a corpse. You stack that with Fortify, plus the fact that you're going to be almost max block. Even though Ons reduces your max block, it's still fine. We can always just replace that shield later if we get like a Roomies. Then you get Corpse Pact, which makes it so that anytime you spawn a corpse, so if you read enemies near corpses you've spawned recently, which is every 4 seconds, are chilled and shocked. Our Arcane Surge lasts 4 seconds. This lasts 4 seconds. It's pretty easy to figure out like how often we're actually keeping it up. So this makes it so we don't need to use Skitterbots. It's also nice to note that the 2 baby nodes here also give cast speed, so all the cast speed always helps. Then on top of that, we've got probably the next point is going to be Essence of Glutton. Essence of Glutton is really good because it gives us the mana, which helps us so we don't go It also gives decent sustain overall, but I don't know if it's going to be priority over Mistress of Sacrifice, since Mistress of Sacrifice is going to be used for Bone Offering that I was talking about, which is going to be used for the block. Just to go and show you guys Bone Offering real fast. Bone Offering is here, which essentially is going to give us spell block and attack block, and it's going to give us recover on block. And since we have Mistress of Sacrifice is going to make it so we get 75% of that effectiveness, and that's going to be our main source of sustain, is that plus the other stuff. I haven't really decided when I'm running for auras yet. I do have the option of going Mind Over Matter if I'm not really going to run anything, and being as I already have mana nodes right here, and the fact that I have like Deep Thoughts for 2 points, and on top of that I can also just grab what is it called again? Let's go back to Path of Building. We can also grab this node here for 20% mana, and this is 8% mana, so that's 28% mana. Going Mind Over Matter is totally an option, which would put us to like 9,000 effective life. I just was trying to avoid the Mind Over Matter since I'm playing it on the current character, but I mean, it seems like a really good option. I literally just come down here and get Mind Over Matter. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for now. I can't really comment on anything else. Hope you guys had a wonderful time. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Let me know if you guys are playing any corpse-based skills at the moment. Their options are what, like Volatile Dead, Detonate Dead, Body Swap, and I don't actually know what the other ones are. If you guys want the build, just go ahead and look at my profile at Pohx DD. It's the level 45 character, or maybe I can import the Path of Building. I'm not really sure at the moment. But anyway, hope you guys had a wonderful time. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Hope you guys are still enjoying the league. I really wish that they would fix the performance issues and the crashing, because I really like this league. I really don't like crashing and losing my map progress, because it's just really shit, especially when it's a blighted map. But anyway, like I said, hope you guys had a wonderful time. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.